And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. This is caught. Diggs. Sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Bryant for the win. Bang. Watch out. He's got getting away from the top speed.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SGN video where it's all sim all the time, and today we're bringing you the CPU versus CPU official slider set and settings for you guys. A lot of people love to run CPU versus CPU, and I totally understand why. It's very entertaining and exciting to watch, especially when you pretend you're a GM and you're just watching how your team plays on the floor. And it's something that we've needed to get to you guys this year for 2K24. However, just been so much going on with all the different eras, and Madden's been very good this year that it's just taken me a little bit longer to get this information to you guys. I do apologize, but thank you for being patient, and there's still plenty of time to enjoy this with 2K24. And in this video, we're going to cover a couple things. Now, it's not like years past where you just plug the sliders in and go. There are a couple things you need to do universally before or during every single game to get the desired gameplay. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. But if you are new to the channel, man, before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And we're getting close to 11K, so please help me get there. So now that we got that little intro out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some of these universal settings that you need to do. I do recommend, if you're running CPU versus CPU, to have full control of the 30 teams anyway. You can definitely just run your own, but 30 team control does make it easier for certain things. Now, for the adaptive coaching engine, I strongly recommend offense only, nothing with defense. And the defense impacts the double teams and the stupid things the CPU does defensively. The double teams are still pretty ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. And if you're seeing them in game, you can always switch to ace off. But I would say start off on offense only. The other thing you need to do is make sure that the freelance is dynamic and does not repeat, and play calling is set to auto. What happens is, without these settings change to this, you're going to see a lot of the same plays spammed by the CPU over and over and over and over for the same players. Speaking of that, you need to go ahead and edit the playbooks. Now, you need to get rid of all isolation plays in the playbooks, and as you can see here, there are no isolation plays in the playbooks. It's really quickly and easy to do. You can either just remove the play or replace it with another play. You then need to go into player types and make sure that the players do not have any isolation plays assigned to them. Even though the plays have been removed from the playbook, no ISO plays assigned. Now, if you're using my opening day scenario that I dropped, this has all that done for you. The playbooks are already set. Now, if you're using one of the latest trade deadline scenarios or something like that, that's a members only exclusive, I removed the ISO plays from the playbook. I forgot to do it for the players. You'll still need to do that. Next, you're going to go in. This is only something you're going to do when you're in the game, all right? This has to be done whenever you load up the game. You have to do that. There's no way around it. But you're going to go ahead, take control of one of the teams, go down to coach settings. Verify that the settings are there. Now, as you can see, we were under the Philadelphia 76ers when we showed the screen before, and we're in this game here. And under the Celtics, you can see we need to change it to dynamic and does not repeat. We need to put offensive play calling to auto. So make sure you check this for every team, every game. That is that simple for the coaching settings. Now you're going to go to defensive settings. We're going to change the team focus to shrink the floor. Start off with shrink the floor at the base, and move down to on-ball pressure and put on-ball pressure tight all. Off-ball at gap is where we want it. This is going to get you realistic-looking defense and spacing based on today's NBA. Next, we're going to go double team post. Switch it to dig. Now, the reason I say switch it to dig is there's no stopping the ridiculous, stupid CPU double teams. So when you switch it to dig, this is to hopefully prevent all the weak side help that leaves that guy wide open on the wing that you can kick out to, or watch the CPU kick out to for an open three over and over and over again, which leads to inflated three-point shot attempts and percentages because they're wide open. These are the settings you have to make every single game, and all you're going to do then is once you're done, switch over to the other team. In this case, it's the Magic and Celtics. So you're just going to switch over to the Magic and Celtics, and you're going to go ahead and do the exact same settings for them. And I know it seems like a lot, but honestly, it doesn't take that long to do. It does suck you have to do it before every single game, but this is the state of 2K24 and CPU logic. This is what we've been given. Once you're done with this, just move things back to the center so you got your CPU versus CPU settings. Now, the last thing we need are the sliders, but before we go ahead and get into the sliders, let's go ahead and have a word from today's sponsor. And it's me. I'm the sponsor, or really the SGN membership program is, as I want to take a couple moments to talk to you guys about the SGN membership program. You might have noticed there's a little join button on the bottom of every one of my videos, and that's where you can join and become a member of SGN Nation. And with that membership, you get a ton of exclusive perks. We're going to cover those in this sponsorship video. Now, if you are on iPhone, you might be wondering, hey, I don't see that. Well, that's because if you're on iPhone, YouTube app on iPhone does not allow you to do that. You have to do it from Safari. So if you want to join and you're on iPhone, just make sure you load up my page on Safari. You'll see the join button. You click it and follow the prompts, and you're good to go. What do you get with this membership? Well, you get 3-day early access to every official video I drop, whether it's sliders, franchise-related, rotational videos, you name it. If it's an official released video, you get it 3 days earlier than anyone who is not a member. So it's a huge bonus right there. But you get so much more than that. You get priority replies to all comments, as there's a little icon next to your name so I know you're a YouTube member, and whenever you have a question, post a comment, anything at all on any video, I respond to you as quickly as I possibly can, depending on what's going on in life, but you're always guaranteed a response. You also get access to all beta sliders. Now, whenever I put together a slider video and I drop an official release, keep in mind, there's a lot of testing that goes on before that official release. There's a lot of slider sets, beta settings that get tested. All members get access to that. So you get to put your fingerprints all over what gets officially put out through your feedback and access to what I'm currently working on, as well as all updates as they happen. You also get YouTube members exclusive live streams. So you guys know I switched to Twitch for live streaming, but I still do live streaming on YouTube for members. Only members can watch the video, and they get to vote on what we work on in that video, whether we're working on some Madden content, 2K content, maximum football when it comes out, college football, whatever the case may be. You guys vote on it, and you go in there, and no one else can watch except for you, and we work on what you guys are curious about. It could be a plethora of things, but either way, it's exclusive to you guys, and you get all the content for it later on. So I really feel like you guys get a lot of value, a lot of bang for your buck with this membership program. So if you have not considered becoming a member of SGN Nation here on the YouTube channel, I really hope you take some time to consider and join. Alright, so here are the sliders, guys. Now, you do not need to add these for the user side, only the CPU. If you do want to mimic the user with the CPU, it will not hurt anything, but I have just been running just the CPU side of things. Because you're in the center, CPU versus CPU, it doesn't take anything from the user. Another thing is, if you do not want to follow along in the video and input the sliders by watching, you just want to download them, that is a members only exclusive. So if you haven't considered becoming a member, even after the awesome sponsorship you just saw, that's one of the biggest perks, is the gamer tag. That we circulate gamer tags so that it's not just one gamer tag, there's constantly different ones going, but that information is given to you as a member, so you have ease of access on top of other great perks. So just keep that in mind as you're sitting here watching this. If you don't want to enter these manually, that is your solution. So speaking of the sliders, just follow along in the video here, and we're going to talk about one thing before you even see it on the screen, just because it takes a little bit longer to talk about, and that's fouls. So fouls, we finally got fouls in a really good spot for 2K24. Great foul numbers. In fact, if anything, we were seeing a little bit too many fouls compared to NBA averages. Now, since the trade deadline, there's been a steep, drastic decline in free throws and fouls every single game. In fact, we just had a game where the Celtics were like the first team in, 60-something years, 70 years that didn't shoot a single free throw. So free throw numbers have been dropping drastically. Now, I didn't want to go as extreme as NBA necessarily, but I did make this adjustment right here. Shooting foul frequency, I dropped it by 10. In all the other slider sets, it's at 88. I dropped it to 78 to have two benefits, really. Number one, to lower the free throws a little bit to be more in line with what we're seeing right now in the NBA the last couple months of the season. but also this does help increase shot attempts. The goal that we want to get here is an average of 88 shot attempts per game. That's really, really hard to get CPU versus CPU. They're simply too stagnant with the basketball, even with the settings that we make, those changes there. So these are good changes. If you want the free throws higher, just bump it back up to 88. So anyway, guys, these are the sliders. I really think you're going to enjoy the CPU versus CPU gameplay. And, you know, there's a video here on all the corners of your screen. Please click on one, check it out. You will not regret it. You'll enjoy it. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned to the next time. Peace.